on-ground stories of journeys from Bschool aspirants to the students of IIM Bangalore.
This is Anushka.
This is Vaibhav.
Myself, Althaf.
So I am Shuni.
So do you remember your first day at IIMB campus?
It was a different experience altogether. The first thing that went into my head was how beautiful the campus was. It's very relatable to you because of the movie that you have seen in the past. It's like Three Idiots, right? It's ultimately the whole campus.
Committees that you were part of, and you would like to share your experience on that.
I would say that all the clubs have very well planned events throughout the year, and they are there for you whenever you need it, be it placements, be it organizing an event.
How does your day look like at IIM Bangalore? Like,
basically, I believe that every time I go to the class, like I go with one perspective, but when I come out of the class, I come out with around 75 perspective of each of the students.
So do you think your seniors are very helpful?
Anyone and everyone you ask for help for, they will be willing to help you.
So welcome to the Bschool Insider. So I'm Bhairavi Mahale. I'm your host for today. So can't wait to interact with you all and bring real on-ground stories of journeys from Bschool aspirants to the students of IIM Bangalore and alumni as well. So we have two participants who are from first year, one who is the alumni, another who is in second year. So let's start with their personal background, where they will be sharing the year of their studies, specializations, and their background before joining IIMB. So let's start with Anushka.
Hi everyone, this is Anushka Agarwal. I am from Malda, West Bengal, and I graduated last year in 2024. So I'm technically a fresher. I took a gap year to prepare for CAT, and I was pursuing BBA from Narsimunji before this with a specialization in marketing.
That's great. That's great. Vaibhav, you can go next.
Sure. So hi everyone, this is Vaibhav. I am originally from Buxar, Bihar. I did my schooling in various places from MP, Maharashtra, Hyderabad, and all over the country basically. I graduated from IIT BHU in 2022. I did my mining engineering there, post which I worked at Flipkart as a marketing manager, where I pursued in Shopsy, which is a hyper value platform there. So I wrote CAT in 2024 and joined the PGPBA program at IIM Bangalore in 2025.
That's great. Althaf, can you walk us through your background before IIM?
Yeah, hello everyone. Myself, Althaf. So 2013 to 2017, I did my mechanical engineering from NIT Surathkal. So before joining IIM Bangalore in 2020, I worked for 3 years in Bosch Limited, which is an automobile ancillary company. And 2020-22, I did my MBA from IIM Bangalore, PGP program. Did my summer internship at Bain & Company, and then worked in Bain & Company till 2024 for 2 years. Currently, I'm working as a new product development strategist at Jindal Stainless Limited.
That's great. Sunit, can you walk us through your journey?
So hi everyone. So I am Shunit, and I have done my graduation in computer science and engineering from NIT Silchar in 2021. After that, I have worked in IT services for 3 years. So I am basically from Assam, and I am currently in my second year of PGP BA program.
So that was a great introduction about your background and everything. So I just want you to walk us through any key challenges that you have faced while preparing for your CAT exams, and how was your CAT prep? Like, IIMB is one of the top B school, right? So it brings up with a lot of challenges before getting into it. So can you just walk me through how was it? Like, what key challenges that you had faced earlier?
Okay, so basically I was working while preparing for CAT. So the main challenge that I was facing was basically to dedicate a significant amount of time towards my preparation. And also it was basically the materials, like what should I prepare? Because there is no particular syllabus for CAT, like anything can come from any domain. So we need to finding the right resources, and so that I can give the right amount of time to the right thing. So it was a major challenge in my preparation.
Great. Vaibhav, can you walk us through your...
Sure. So similar to Sunit, I was also working there, and I had started the classroom program way earlier in March. But I felt that the mentors at IMS really provided me the guidance which was required, because balancing work 5 days and coming to classes on the weekends and then like having a full 7 day working kind of thing was very tough and challenging. So that part was the thing which was most crucial for me, and hence the guidance from mentors, giving us the right feedback at point of time, giving us what to start next, when to go with mocks and everything. That really helped me a lot, and like that was a major challenge.
That's great. Anushka, like you're currently in your first year, right? As you mentioned. So PI round and selection process of IIMB would be very fresh to you right now as well. So can you tell us about your PI experience, like of IIMB, and what kind of questions were you asked?
So interestingly, I think of all the interviews that I took, IMB was the best and the most interesting one. So essentially, my interview was the last for the day. Interviews almost began at around 7 a.m. in the morning, and mine was at 5:30 p.m. So I was almost a little disheartened that maybe, the panelists will be tired and I'll probably not even get a chance. But then when I walked in, I think. Initially I was asked a lot about my background, because I think the major questions or the tone of the interview is set by the SOP that you write. So we are supposed to write a one pager SOP, a one and a half page SOP, which is a very crucial part, I believe. So I think they did read it very properly, I would say, and they were asking questions about my background because I had written a few interesting points there, and I'd also mentioned that I compose music and I ended up singing a song.
Oh,
Yeah, so I figured it's the last interview of the day, and any which ways, there should be something to lighten the mood. So maybe that was something that came up. And then, interestingly, they asked me a lot of geography questions, which you would not probably expect. But then, all in all, I would say that no matter what questions they're asking, they're not very stringent or that you need to answer. They almost look at your approach and how well take up a question. So even if you don't know it, the key is to maintain maintain that demeanor that, okay, I don't know this, but I'm happy acknowledging that I don't know
right.
and I can learn it. So all in all, it was a great experience for me in the PI.
That's great. That's great. And you're lucky that they did not make you sing at that time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Vaibhav, you can go next.
Sure. So my PI was a little later in the interview season. It was in the end of March. So I had a lot of experience through other colleges that I had given interview for. So my interview started very promptly from asking why BGPPA. So I was not even sit. I did not even sit on the seat, and they asked me why BGPPA, and I was like shocked. Okay, I have to start now. And then I went ahead with giving my explanation, like about how my work has given me the profile and how I feel that analytics field would add value to uh, my profile, and how I can move ahead with it. So it went with that. And there were a few technical questions as well for me, because since BA is a bit more technical than the normal PGP program, they asked me questions on graphs, some functions which are there in statistics and probability and all of those. So it was fairly like technical interview on those side of things. But yeah, they also read my SOP, as Anushka mentioned, and they picked up a few points which they asked, "Ki, why have you written this? How do you justify this?" and all of that. So yeah, it was a pretty tense interview, but I am happy that they were able to find something good in me and pick me up.
That's great. So the next question is for Sunit and Altaf specifically. So is there any specific advice that you would give for the aspirants who are, looking forward to join IIMB? Like advice in sense of the interview process, like what should they focus at? What are the extracurricular activities that would help them, get easily into IIMB? So you both are from so Altaf is already an alumni and Sunit, you're in already second year. So, is there any specific interview process advice for them?
So basically, I would suggest that if someone is having work ex, then they should be very thorough with the work that they are doing. And they should also be aware of the managerial impact that their work is bringing to the organization. So for me, it happened. So basically, I wrote many things in SOP, but I was not able to express what the managerial impact would be because of those work. So this is, I think, important. And apart from that, the SOP writing should be in very detailed. So it should contain all the points, because the entire interview would be revolved around that SOP only.
Correct. Altaf?
So basically, all these colleges, IIM Ahmedabad, Bangalore, Calcutta, all these have their own shortlisting criteria, right? First, it's for the VAT PI, and then it goes for the interview rounds. So for VAT PI, they have segregated it into 10, 12, and then undergrad, and then some portion of it for work experience, and then some portion of it for CAT, and then some portion, if relevant, goes for gender diversity. First point you need to do is to evaluate, even though it sounds very harsh, but that's the truth, that you need to evaluate if you have enough score to get into the range of getting into the interview round of either of these colleges. So if you are an undergrad student, anyway, 10th and 12th students won't be an audience here. If you're an undergrad student and if you're in the final year of your college, try to improve your grades as much as possible, because IIM Ahmedabad, Bangalore, and Calcutta has the most strictest criteria for VAT PA, right? They take the cream of the cream. So first criteria is to improve your CAT score as much as possible. And the undergrad score also as much as possible. These are the two things that's in your control if you're a final year student. But if you are graduated and then if you're working right now, try to get as much work experience as possible so that you get into that layer of clearing it for the interview rounds. So that's my first advice. And profile building activities, there are multiple things. But to get into an interview round of any of these B school colleges, extracurriculars, profile building does not technically work. But once you are in an interview round, there will be so many points that you can talk about if you have a very good profile. So anything and everything that's extracurricular, work experience, the impact that you created will positively and fairly work in your favor in an interview round.
Right. Thank you so much. That was very, brief and precise information. So now let's get into the campus life and culture of IIMB. So basically, do you remember, like specifically Altaf, so do you remember your first day at IIMB campus and what stood out for you specifically?
Okay, first day at IIM Bangalore. Honestly speaking, I was from the COVID batch. So my first day at IIM Bangalore was in front of my screen. There were orientations happening, there were briefings happening, and people were doing everything in Zoom right now. This has been a rarity at the moment, but everything was done on Zoom. Even the induction, even for that matter, onboarding also was done on Zoom. But technically speaking, my first day at IIM Bangalore happened in my second term. It was a different experience altogether. The first thing that went into my head was how beautiful the campus was, because it's very relatable to you because of the movie that you have seen in the past. It's like Three Idiots, right? It's ultimately the whole campus. So our first instinct is to just go ahead and see all those spots that were shot in the movie. So that was the first thing that happened. And there were so many facilities. There are still so many facilities to explore and then, have fun. So my main point of the campus was to prioritize what to do there in terms of which part of the campus should I spend more focus on, if it's the library or if it's the playground or if it's the sports complex or if it's the classroom. So that was my first instinct when I entered the campus. I think more recent and fresh experience, I think others can give.
Yeah, right. So Vaibhav, can you?
Sure. So my first impression of campus was, as Altaf mentioned, the campus is so beautiful. So having lived in Bangalore, I was a bit frustrated with all the traffic and all the dust that is there in the Bangalore city. So just crossing that boundary and coming into the campus, it was a whole new world. Like you don't even feel that you're in Bangalore. It's a completely new place, new universe. So I love the place. And as Altaf mentioned, we have one task in our first week which we come here, that we have to shoot a short movie on the Three Idiots
Oh,
film and Three
oh,
Idiots
that's nice.
theme. So we roamed around the campus, we looked for the spots which were there, the water tank that is there, and all of those places. So we roamed around, we explored the campus through that task, and we were able to enjoy the whole greenery and the whole aesthetics of it. And the architecture, as you all know, the B.V. Doshi, who is the best architect in the country, arguably. And the architecture is very nice. We used to roam around, click pictures, post stories and everything. So yeah, it was a very nice experience coming in at first.
Great, great, great. So now that we are talking about the culture of IIM Bangalore, so it is like specifically known for its vibrant culture for student. It's like mainly student driven, right? So, can you tell us something about like the clubs and committees there? Like every college has their own set of clubs and committees, right? So, like committees that you were part of and you would like to share your experience on that. Sunit?
So basically, like I haven't been part of any committees yet, but I am the part of the TEDx team. So
Okay.
like we will be having the event in the month of January. So we are working for that. But talking about the clubs, like there are around 35 clubs and committees in this college,
Mhm.
and all of these are student driven. And like every week there will be some events organized by these clubs. So these clubs are very active, like which is not the case in most of the like other places I know. But here, like each and every club is basically working like throughout the day for making their event successful. And
That's
also like they help in the preparation for the various case competitions as well as for the placements and all. So they have a really great role to play.
great, great. Anushka?
Yes, so I think in the first year we can be part of, I think, events and not clubs per se, but we are allowed to, let's say, be a part of VNix, which is our flagship business fest. Then we can be a part of other cultural fests and TEDx also as an event.
Mhm.
However, the clubs that exist, we can only sort of participate, be a part of it as a member in our second year. So currently, I've only experienced being a volunteer for all of these fests, but again, it's a very nice experience. And all of these clubs, so right now we are interacting with clubs as students and not as members per se. But I would say that
Right.
all the clubs have very well planned events throughout the year, and they are there for you whenever you need it, be it placements, be it organizing an event or anything. So there are multiple clubs sort of targeted at very different I would say niche,
Mhm.
and all of them do an amazing job throughout the year. Yeah.
Great, great. Altaf?
Yeah. So technically, I was not part of any club, but I was a part of two teams, badminton and the cricket team. So majorly, I did not. So there are so many clubs and so many options to explore, right? 30 plus clubs, and you pretty much get very overwhelmed when you enter the college and you see all these options. That is the first point. Second point being, there is always a fear of missing out, FOMO as we call it, in the sense that if you're not a part of any club, you'll not be a part of a lot of things that's happening around. That's a misconception. My one cent of advice here would be that prioritize what you exactly want to do and work accordingly, because there are multiple options there. One is a club. There are clubs like ICON, which is the consulting club. Then there is FII, ENI, and then there is sports committee. So do what you like the most. If you don't want to be a part of any club, that's also okay. But don't do it for the sake of just being a part of a community, because there's always people around you. And then some people also have a fear that if you're not a part of any club, then placement gets difficult. There are no points in your resume. None of those things matter. Like if I'm sitting right here right now, and I was not a part of any club, so these are for people who are missing out on things and then are worried that they are actually missing out. No, learn to prioritize and then do what's best for you. Ultimately, placements and all these things don't matter on clubs. But if you're really interested to do something, just go ahead and do it.
That's absolutely right. Could you share like one fun and memorable story when at like you're at time of the campus, when you are in the campus, like maybe it would be part of like any fest or traditions or events. Like, can you share one of your favorite memory there, Alta?
Yeah, so in the second year, there is a fest called Udan.
Mhm.
So what happens in Udan is that's like a farewell fest for all the second year students.
Okay.
You get to perform on stage. You get to, if you're good at singing, if you're good at dancing, you get to do that. That was one very fun event, because that as a group and with your friends around, you get to do it.
Mhm.
So we had a dance program conducted, and we participated in it. That was a very memorable event. And the second event, which is linked to that Udan, is basically t-shirt signing.
Oh,
So you meet everyone and anyone around the campus, and then they write autographs for you. which becomes a memory souvenir for the rest of your life. Like it's been around 3 years right now, and I still have that T-shirt in my hand.
Oh, that's
So
great.
that's the most memorable thing. But other than that, you can talk about other memories like, taking part in the badminton tournament or your convocation for that matter. But
Mhm.
this was a fun and the most memorable thing for me.
Great, great. Vaibhav?
Sure. So we just completed our first term over here. And the most memorable thing that I can remember is, as Anushka would also vouch, was the soapbox that we have for our class representative elections. So we have this all-nighter session where the whole section, the whole first year basically, in amongst the section, they sit in each of the classrooms and they sit through all the discussions that they have with the candidate. They ask them questions. If we elect you, what are you going to do for us? How will you be responsible for the whole batch? What all are your capabilities? How are you the best person for this job and everything? So that goes on for the whole night, and we left around 7 a.m. So that was a very, very interesting thing and a very new experience for me. So yeah.
That's nice. That's nice. So now talking about the academics and learnings at IIM Bangalore. So could you just describe like how does your day look like at IIM Bangalore, like with respect to the academics, the learnings, and your preparations for your exams or anything it might be. But how does your day look like, Anushka?
Yes. So we have classes 4 days a week, from 8:30 a.m. till 1:30 p.m. 1:45 almost, and we have 3 lectures every day. So the division is very simple. So we have about 6 subjects a term, and we have 2 exams. One is our midsems, and the other is endsems. On a typical day, essentially, you'll have classes, and a lot of subjects do have guest lectures. So you might have a guest speaker session that you might have to attend. And overall, the classes are very case study based, and they're not rote learning, of course. So the prof will most likely make it very interesting for you, or we'll have activities within our lectures. For example, group activities. The class gets divided into multiple
Mhm.
groups, and then we are sort of brainstorming ideas. And other than that, post classes, we sometimes have again guest sessions, or usually we have assignments that needs to be done, or case readings that have to be done as a part of a homework, you can call it. And other than that, one interesting fact is that we also have a lot of projects which are very industry based and very practical based application of what we are learning in the class. So again, we are divided into random groups allotted by the admin itself, and every subject we are supposed to team up with a new set of people. So that in itself is a very big learning, because you're constantly sort of teaming up with new people, getting to know their backgrounds and their working style. So all in all, the learning is really amazing in that sense.
That's nice. That's nice. Suneet, you go next.
Yeah, so basically, I believe that every time I go to the class, like I go with one perspective, but when I come out of the class, I come out with around 75 perspective of each of the students. So basically, there is so much diversity in thinking in the class. So everyone has something to add. And mostly for second year, basically we can take electives, and based on the electives, our classes are scheduled. For me, in this term, I am having only 2 days of classes, 5 classes each on each day. Another 5 days I am free. So basically, in this period, people generally take up live projects and do the case competitions, because in second year, the case competitions become very relevant, which might help in the placement and also for gaining the industry exposures and all those things. And uh, I'm and yeah, so the projects that are also given as a part of the academics are also like very related to the industry. And I believe that if one is doing those projects diligently, then one is able to like grasp all the concepts that are being taught in these classes.
Absolutely, absolutely. So any standout, like any class or any professor or any project that has stood out for you, like, and has left a big impact on you till now, Sunit?
Yeah, so basically it was a project on entrepreneurship. So we were asked to like uh, to develop an entrepreneur venture. So basically whatever concept was taught in the class, from design thinking to all of this, and to come out with a prototype of the project. So I believe while working for the project, it was the only project where we have started working at the day zero. Basically we start working at the 11th hour, but for this project, so we worked from the day zero only, and at the end of the day, like we were able to do submit a prototype, and it was also a good project for us.
Great, great, great. So the next question is for Altaf because he comes with a diverse background of work experiences and then getting into IIMB and now again into taking a new experience out there. So for Altaf, like what separates, according to you, what separates IIMB from other B schools?
So by the end of my second year at WorkX, I decided to start preparing for CAT, even though MBA was in the cards since my schooling days, mainly inherited from my brother's idea. I started preparing after my second year. So there were a few colleges I had in my mind. I am ABC. So fortunately, I was able to convert them. And IIM Bangalore, the decision came out pretty easily. So my main conundrum was between A and B. So B was a level higher above A for me for various factors, right? When you're getting into a college, and I was getting into an MBA college at the age of 25. So I got inside with the expectation of having a college experience again and not just limiting it to my academics. So it was an overall profile building goal that I had, and not just limited to my academics. And IIM Bangalore was the best platform to do that. Multiple aspects, if I'm talking about it, if I'm talking just about academics, yes, there are very good professors, there are very good live projects that you can take up. Second, in entrepreneurship opportunity, the college has an entrepreneurship cell which will support you in anything and everything. Third is the exchange program. IIM Bangalore has the best exchange rate, in the sense where in my year, out of 500 and something folks, 200 and something folks got exchange opportunities, which is double the second best college in India. That was the third one. Fourth is the extracurricular activities. It provides a platform for me, it was sports. So we have Sangharsh, Sangram. So that was my main goal. So after 3 years of WorkX, I actually wanted to get more into the extracurricular aspect of life, right? Because whatever else was supposed to be catered to, I think I did my best at that point of time in life, and I just wanted to explore more. So prioritization was the main point, and for me, this was the main thing that I was looking for. And choosing IIM Bangalore was the most logical decision for me. And to anyone and everyone who is stuck between choosing colleges, really evaluate what you want to do when you enter the college and choose the college accordingly. There will be a lot of peer pressure in terms of, no, this is a better college than that. Yeah, wo. So I don't think you should get bogged down by those pressure. 3-4 years down the line, nothing matters. So choose what you like and then enjoy your 2 years to your fullest.
Absolutely. That's a very meaningful insight from your end. So, as we are talking about your work experience, you have to be part of summer internship at your college. You have interviewed outside as well before your MBA, before getting into IIMB. So, while you were interviewing for your placement process or summer internship, so was it really different? Like, did you see any change in yourself after getting into IIM Bangalore? So, what change did it bring in you?
Definitely. So undergrad interview process is completely different. It's a rolling placement process, where interviews happen year long, right? So I got into Bosch, which was during my initial phase of my final year. That was just one round of interview. I did not have any interview experience after that. But when you get into IIM Bangalore, the game completely changes. So I was sitting majorly for consulting, and consulting has a 1.5 month long process. How it starts is, you will be anyway shortlisted for your interviews or the placement process based on the resume that you submit. It will probably be a list of 50 students based on the company that's shortlisting you. But I'm just talking about the top tier right now. Tier 2, tier 3 has an extended list. So tier 1 usually has around 40, 45, 50 people in their list. And these people are always in their radar. So whenever you get assigned mentors from those companies to assist you, help you in ways. And the process goes on for 1 month, where you have consulting dinners with the major partners of the organization, where they come to the campus and then we have dinner. We freely interact with them. There is no agenda as such. You just go there, talk, and you also have case sessions and then case cracking with the mentors. So what happens through this 1 month of process, basically your communication level improves, what you should say, what you should not say, how to diplomatically answer, everything changes. You kind of start to read how the interviewer thinks, and then you dynamically make answers based on these responses. You start reading people and their behavior. You try to understand what they exactly want. So this was a 1 month long process. And on my final day of summer placement interview, my interview just went on for 5 minutes with a partner. So he really did not care about how I solved the what do you say, the case, because the impression had been created in that 1.5 months. So that was my experience. And it is not the same for other industry interviews. But taking a lot of mock interviews and then preparing for an interview process refines your communication, helps you logically put down what you exactly have to say to the interviewer so that they find you appealing. So this is the process that has happened in the 1 year, which will help you professionally wherever you go. In any organization, you should learn what to say, what not to say, and how to please the other person. And that creates a major impact, even more than the kind of work that you do and the impact that you create. Personal relationships and personal impressions go a long way.
That's great. That's great. Talking about the final placements, when the final placements happen at IIM Bangalore, is there any difference for candidates with work experience and who are freshers? Is there any difference for them? Like, how should they face the interviews? Like, is it easier for the work experience person, and is it different for the fresher?
Yeah, so interview is something very behavioral, right? So it depends on how you are as a person, how you behave formally and then informally with an interviewer for that matter. So people with work experience has a little exposure and experience in interacting with the corporate folks. So they know what to say better than probably the freshers. I'm not targeting anyone for that matter. Even freshers are great.
Yeah.
But the point being, the professional communication, it's not a classroom learning. There are so many things that you need to understand when you're in a professional environment. That kind of experience and the way you speak. For example, you have information. You have information. There are two kinds of information. One is experiential information, and the other is theoretical information. The way you portray theoretical information and the way you portray experiential information is completely different. And people with like 10-15 years of experience in the corporate understands the way you put it, which creates impressions, right? So I feel the people with work experience are a bit better off in terms of knowing how to deal with it. But obviously, through mock interviews and through reading and talking and interacting with people with experience, the freshers can also get there. But if you're talking about roles offered to freshers versus people with experience, obviously there is a difference, because there are strategy roles, consulting roles that come to the campuses who prefer experience, because there are shortlisting criteria where they say minimum 2 years work experience.
Right.
And there are shortlisting criteria which also says maximum 2 years work experience. So
Right.
the playing fields are different for both these categories of people most of the time. If you talk about marketing and sales role, they easily prefer freshers because they are more energetic and more enthusiastic to do work. People with work experience have navigated their way around organizations, and they know where to trade off their effort and then balance personal and professional life and all these things. So yeah, there are differences, obviously. I would not say it's the same for both the people, but yeah.
Right. So this learning was for, I guess, Anushka and Vaibhav as well. So, yeah. So, Vaibhav and Anushka, this the next question is for you. Do you find your seniors like you now? I guess even you would be thinking about the summer internships and everything. So, do you think your seniors are very helpful, or your mentors are guiding you well with the interview process or with all your queries with the interview and everything?
So yeah, I found this like very good in the IIM Bangalore culture that anyone and everyone you ask for help for you, they will be willing to help you. The clubs, the committees are designed that way that they assign you buddies for after each of the session. So you
Okay.
know one person that you can reach out to in case no one is answering, and in case you don't know other people from your section or from your batch, something like that, you find someone who will be responsible for you, who is assigned to you, so that you can reach out to them and get the issue solved. So there's a saying that help will be given to those who ask. So that is very much true in the IIM Bangalore campus, because anyone you ask help for, they're always willing to, yes, let's connect after 5, or let's have a chat, or let's connect on a call if they are not available in person. So that culture is very much there, and it's very helpful, yeah, and it's, yeah, very good. Yeah.
That's great. That's great. Anushka?
Yeah, I think as Vaibhav already mentioned, I think for each and every part of the process, we are assigned a senior. So even if you are somebody who does not have contacts inside or does not know, let's say, a senior, because maybe, for example, I come from Narsimunji, so maybe I have a few seniors, but maybe somebody else probably is coming from a college and probably does not have somebody inside the college in terms of their senior year that they know. But still college will make sure, and the culture is such that they it will be made sure that you at least get interact with at least minimum 5 or 6 individuals, and they'll make sure that they connect you further to their friends. So even if you're reaching out to somebody who's not able to help you, this is a very good thing that they'll make sure that you are connected with the right person based basis your profile, yeah, basis your whatever you are aiming at. For the placements again, you get assigned for your resume review for your I mean for the specific domain that you're aiming at. There are multiple clubs, like Icon is a consulting club, and there is a marketing club, so they'll sort of get to you mock GDs, and they'll get you sessions specific to that domain that is accessible to everyone. And of course, there's always this talk and motivation and which the seniors make sure that they give you, because I mean, nobody else knows the process better than they do, and they've just gone through it a year ago, so they know your struggles very well. So they keep telling you that things will be all right, and you can reach out to them 24/7. So
That's great. That's great. So, Sunit, like, is there any one thing that you wish like you had known before joining IIM Bangalore?
So basically, if I knew that the profiles matter so much, so I would have studied harder in 10th, 12th, and my graduation. So enter like if I talk about the summer placement process, so everything is based on the resume, and basically the marks mattered the most for the shortlist. So prior to that, like everything, like in the graduation also, the shortlist depended mostly on the test that we have used to give. But here, everything is on the shortlist, on the basically the marks. So I believe that marks mattered the most, and if I knew earlier, then I would have studied.
Vaibhav?
Yeah, I resonate with Sunit. Like, yeah, profiles do matter a lot. But yes, after coming here, I see that like only profile, and apart from that, I see that there are a lot of opportunities in terms of extracurricular, as Altaf mentioned, that there are opportunities in sports, there are opportunities in dance, there's opportunities in other clubs and committees which are there. So if you have interest there, you should pursue that. But again, in the first year you don't have enough time to do all of that, so maybe in second year I'll have enough time to go and look out for those opportunities. So maybe if I had known that there will be so many opportunities, I would have prepared myself mentally, like from first year itself I'll put some effort into those fields. But I guess I'll have to wait for second year to go into that.
So Anushka, is there any specific tip for freshers who may not have work experience but want to ace like IIM Bangalore interviews and everything? So you would be the best who would guide them.
So I think two things. Number one, pre-interview and during interview is what I'll cover, and then maybe after joining also, there's a lot many things that freshers need to be aware of. So during the whole VAT PI process, I will say that there's this notion that you need to prepare a lot of technical stuff. I mean, from since you're fresh out of college, who else apart from you will probably be asked the most number of questions from your subjects that you have learned in college, because that's the only space where they can really grill you, right? Because you don't have a and nothing to share along those lines. But at least from a personal experience, I would say that if you're writing an SOP or if you're writing a VAT, sort of attempt it in a manner that you are which sort of puts across your personality as well. So I used to not write in a lot of technical terms, because even so, IIM Bangalore has this very interesting thing where in the VAT there is a point which says that if you don't know the technical information or numbers related to this topic, you can choose to answer creatively. So I come from a very marketing creative background, so I chose to answer it that way. So I never really got asked a technical question on my UG subjects. But having said that, most interviews for freshers do have questions related to what you have learned in college. So be thorough with that. But again, don't stress about it that, okay, maybe I'll miss out on something if I don't know this one single answer to this math problem or economics problem or whatever. Just be confident. Other than that, after joining a B school, especially IIM Bangalore, where the majority people are come from at least work ex, and probably 2.5 years is the average work ex that people have here. So it can get a little overwhelming in the beginning, and the process also, you'll probably start feeling like, I don't know anything. I mean, I don't know how this works. But I think there's place for everybody, and everybody, like, there's also a saying that everybody will get something at the end, and something which will align with their goals, and it will be great for them. So even freshers, it's actually a very nice, if you look at it, you get to learn so much from the people with work experience. So maybe take it in a positive manner instead of a negative manner, and try to just interact with people and learn as much as you can.
Absolutely, absolutely. Altaf?
So, on a very objective note, there is not much you can do about 10th, 12th undergrad, but obviously profile building activities are going to be in your favor once you enter the campus and once you enter the interview rounds, right? So profile building activities can be anything and everything. Like even if you're doing an NGO work, that matters. If you are doing case competitions outside college before entering college, that matters. If you are taking part in any extracurricular activities, that also matters. There are 2 points here. One, once you enter the college, you'll have a lot of resume points to write, right? So what freshers face, the biggest challenge that they face when they enter IIM Bangalore is that they don't have enough points to fill in their resume. Because you need to have at least 36 points to fill in your resume. And now work experience people, they will eat up 30% of their page by writing their work experience, even if it's completely irrelevant, right? Now the kids get trapped because of this. So you need to always have something to write in your resume. So keep doing something, even if it's an NGO work, even if it's extracurricular, even if you have traveled, even if you have like a paragliding certificate, just write it. It shows effort on your end. It shows that you are willing to build and develop as a human being, as a person, and you are willing to learn. Major motto of IIM Bangalore is Tejasvi Navdi Tamastu. I don't know the exact meaning, but it has something to do with education and enlightenment, right? So, so that's the point. People, wherever you go, they really appreciate your effort and then your willingness to learn and your willingness to not be lazy and do things. So that's why start building your profile and then get into as many things as possible, whatever you like, under the caveat that you don't get bogged down by so many activities, and then you don't come under FOMO and peer pressure.
Correct, absolutely. So now we'll end this session with one question that everyone has to answer. So that question is, what's your one-line advice for the current CAT aspirants or MBA aspirants who wants to get into IIMB or any of the IIMs? Anushka, you can go first.
I think the one line advice is just don't ask people if my chances exist, or if this is my profile and what are my chances, what percentile should I target. Don't target 100 percentile is what IMS mentors used to tell me, not in a way to get me scared or something, but the way they meant it was that you need just target for the best, right? You don't know how the D-Day will turn out to be. You don't know if that one PI will not go the way you want to. The journey is very long, and trust me, if somebody would have told me that there'll be so many stages and there so little chance to get in, probably I would not have started in the first place. So sometimes it's better to know less and just target the best that you can do. Don't go around, don't ask people if there is a chance or not. Just maybe ask them about strategies, about what not to do more than what to do, because that sort of increases your chances to get in. So just be focused, be optimistic, and things will go your way.
Vaibhav?
Yeah, I will add on to Anushka itself. So just I'll say that focus on your effort and leave the things that are out of your hand. Like just don't mind about it. Because as Althaf mentioned, the 10th, 12th marks are out of your hand. You can't do anything about that. Your graduation is also done, almost done for. So focus on the things that matter. Because as I felt during the process, I got a decent percentile. I was expecting calls from other colleges like Lucknow, Kozhikode, Indore, and I was not expecting from Bangalore. But ultimately, I got call from Bangalore. I didn't get call from Kozhikode, Indore. So
Okay.
life is very unexpected. It can go any way, and you can land up in your dream Bschool and anything. So just focus on the effort. Be very diligent. Be very concise in what all you need to do. Take guidance, seek guidance from your mentors, and just go ahead and do your best, and the rest will follow.
Sunit?
Say that be consistent with your preparation and don't be sad if you are not here, because not getting here might be a better opportunity for you in the life.
Altaf?
Yeah, actually, two one-liner advice. So one is learn to prioritize. Wherever you are in life, if you are a CAT aspirant, learn to prioritize. In the sense, if work is getting in your way of preparation, you need to learn to prioritize if CAT is more important than you, because you need to make decisions according to what you want in life. And when you are in your MBA college, be it IIM Bangalore, IIM Lucknow, anywhere for that matter, there also learn to prioritize, because ultimately your career is 20, 25 years down the line. You have 2 years in your MBA. So what do you do in these 2 years matters a lot for that 25 years, right? So learn to prioritize where you want to be and what you want to do. First advice. Second advice is nobody has everything figured out, right?
Yeah.
Everybody is on the process of figuring out things. You might think that, okay, that person is doing case competition, that person is a part of MASH, which is the marketing club and all that. That person probably has everything figured out, and he said, no, nobody has it, right? You go into corporate, you figure out the game is completely different. Everything changes. So nobody has everything figured out. You will figure out things in your own pace, in your own way. Don't get bogged down by people doing something else. You have your life and you have your chapters written different. Work accordingly and make yourself happy at all points of time. Yeah.
Great. So thank you each one of you for sharing your background, sharing your valuable insights and guiding the future CAT aspirants or the MBA aspirants with your experiences. And mostly thank you so much for, removing time for this session. So we'll end this session right now. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.